So this week, restrictions were lifted slightly. There's been lots of reports that the housing market is now well on its way to recovery. And we've seen Rightmove and Zoopla publishing large figures about a spike in new listings. But here's why new listings won't necessarily mean we're in a recovery. Hey, what's up guys? Dan Trivedi here. I hope you're all well. As ever, don't forget to do me a massive favor and smash the like button, and don't forget to hit subscribe. So this week we've seen the restrictions of the lockdown starting to be eased, which has led to estate agents being able to open and things like viewings can start to take place for properties being sold and rented. And in the first 5 days, we've seen a huge spike in new listings, both for sale and both for rent, which is excellent. We haven't really seen a reduction in prices, and I've seen some properties comparable come on the market to ones that I am currently buying, close to 30% higher than the prices that I'm paying. And we're seeing in lots of different papers and lots of different news articles that people who are looking to buy are being encouraged to try and negotiate at least a 20% reduction. So with all of this activity going on, people might start to think that the market is well on its way to recovery. And I, for one, have been saying in lots of videos that we hit the bottom and you should have been buying when restrictions were in place and there was no one else in the market. And the bounce back to happen so quickly would obviously support what I said, but it isn't that simple. Immediately, we've seen a huge amount of properties come onto the market. That means that we've got a huge amount of stock entering the market, but we haven't seen a huge amount being sold. And with a lot of supply and not a great deal of demand, that will give us a good indication overall where we are in terms of the recovery. And there's been loads of contradictory things going on. So I've been picking up some great deals. I picked up another commercial property last week at a huge discount. But I'm speaking to lots of estate agents and letting agents and friends of mine who aren't seeing it shift. If anything, they're saying that the market isn't struggling, especially some of the estate agents that I work really closely with. They're talking about a massive, obviously, spike in new listings, but also a big spike in offers coming in close to that asking price. So this advice of asking for lots of discount obviously isn't transpiring into the actual physical reality of the market, which is really interesting. But do I think the UK housing market is well on its way to recovery? The answer is no, I don't. Yes, more people are selling and more people will be buying, and it's going to be harder to find the deals that I was talking about a few weeks ago. But the ripple effect of the damage to the economy hasn't really been truly felt. We don't know how many people have lost their jobs. We don't know the impact of the reduction in spending per person. I read an article that we've all become consumers. We're driving this huge consumer market, which has now been massively retracted. This market is going to have a knock-on effect to people buying and people selling and people moving houses. So the effect of that will have an impact on the housing market. How much, we don't know, because as other markets disappear or get smaller, other markets grow or new markets emerge. Inevitably, we will see a lot of investors and buy-to-let landlords step in and start buying again. Do I think now is the right time to buy? Absolutely. As ever, it is dependent on the deal, how strong the deal is, the market that you're targeting, the secondary market, what happens if, what happens when. If you can tick most of those boxes and we do enter, say, a second peak and prices drop again, the discount is enough to ride that wave, then it's the right deal to buy. What I think you definitely should not do is be paying the market prices pre-lockdown. Some of the biggest parts of the profit in any deal is when you buy, and it's how much you buy for. One of the houses that I'm buying for 200,000, I've seen a similar house come on for 260. You know, that is a massive increase. Exactly the same type of houses, similar condition, very, very similar locations, aimed at the same market. But there's a £60,000 difference in the price. So that just goes to show that there will be people who will pay higher prices, but that doesn't mean that the lower price deals aren't going to be there. You just need to be patient, know when to buy and know where to look. There definitely has been a shift in my market. So a month ago, I was picking up deals left, right and center. I was turning some away, and there's been some new properties come onto the market, but I haven't been able to negotiate as hard as I was a month ago because there's more buyers buying and the sellers believe that they're in a better position. And look, that's great. If the market does start to recover, okay, I won't maybe buy as many deals, but that does mean that deals that I have purchased will start to climb up and be worth more. So buying at the right time puts you in a good position regardless really what happens in the market. We just need to be a bit reserved, a bit calculated, because if you were to buy a deal not necessarily at a huge discount right now, and we did see the ripple effect of the economy slump, or a second spike, or something else which had a negative impact on house prices, at this moment in time, not only are you just paying a little bit too much for the property, but you're tying up a lot of capital, because we know lenders have got really nervous and there's not as many products as there was prior to lockdown, and they're not as aggressive. The rates are higher, the loan to values are lower. So more activity in the market is a good thing. The activity, just because it looks quite busy at the moment, it doesn't mean that we are back onto a boom, and it definitely doesn't mean that the market has recovered yet. But it is going to recover, and those deals that were available last month aren't available today. But guess what? The deals that are available right now won't be available again in a month's time. So if you are sitting on the fence, should I not buy, and you find a good deal, then you should absolutely grab the bull by the horns and buy that deal. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's see what happens over the next 2 weeks, and that will give us a really good indication on how strong the market is, how fast the recovery is happening, if it's happening all together. So I'll bring another video just about the recovery on it. But that's it from me. Have a great day. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you all on the next video.